hunting and video games, two genres that you would not think would go together very well at all, came out on the console that barely anyone ever played. I am the Game Collector and this is Second Opinion Games, and today we look at the two Clubbella games for the Wii U.
Second Opinion Games.
So first, let's take a look at Clubbella's Dangerous Hunts 2013. Now, yes, this game did come out for other consoles, but I think the controls best suit the Wii U. For example, let's jump into the shooting gallery, where you could use the Wiimote and Nunchuck to shoot all of the animals that you see. You could even switch back and forth between the rifle and the shotgun for maximum damage, and you just blow apart all of these animals. If you don't get the score that was required, well, then you're gonna be sent back a little bit and you have to try it all again until eventually you do clear the level. Also, you could use the gamepad itself and the touchscreen to completely mow down these animals in every way, shape, or form. This is definitely the better way of playing it if you're trying to get that high score. You could also try another mode where it's like reflex shooting, where it gives you certain challenges to kill certain animals. Bonus points if you can get it done in the correct order, whether it be deer and then rabbit and then shoot everything in sight, or just shoot everything in sight and hopefully you take down all the enemies in order to clear the level and make it just a little bit farther into the game. There's also Man-Eater mode, which is just like a horde of freaking enemies. Sometimes there'll be small challenges that it gives you throughout, but they're not really necessary to clear the level. As long as you kill all of the things that are trying to kill you, well, then you will end up winning. Also, this mode can be played split screen, so bring a friend. It's just horde mode with lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Yeah, it's a darn good time. And the controls, well, you'll get used to them as you play the game. Everything moves really fast here, so I had to turn down the sensitivity pretty darn far in order to jump into story mode and truly appreciate what we have here. So we start things off in Alaska, and you're just a kid just trying to shoot wolves like any other normal Alaskan kid would do, when a zombie bear jumps out and kills your dad in front of you. Now this leads to a long hatred of animals and wanting to kill them at all costs for both you and your jerkball brother, who goes to Africa in order to kill, all of the endangered animals there. So when you arrive, immediately there is a sandstorm, and then it's an on-rail shooter section where you just mow down every animal you possibly can. At this point in time, this feels like a murder animal simulator because it feels just kind of wrong how many of these beasts you are just slaughtering again and again. Even rhinoceroses, which I thought were endangered, you're just mowing them down like nothing, and you don't even care the slightest bit about it. And as you progress your way through the story here, you'll find that there's something weird about this game. This isn't your normal first-person shooter. I actually start to care about the character and all of these freaking animals that try to mow you down and eat you are just off. Like, you know what? This is a horror game masquerading itself as a hunting game. Yeah, if you plug in headphones and you're playing this at night, you are gonna have the crap scared out of you by the hyenas that are just hounding you around every corner. Leopards are up in the trees and can pounce down on you at any possible second. Monkeys are gonna maneuver their way behind your back and then jump at you and try to kill you. Now, sometimes there'll be a little cue on screen, hit the A button, and you'll turn really quickly, and then you have to either shoot their heart or their brain to kill the animals, and then they go down in a really satisfying way. Also, you have a quick dodge button that definitely comes in handy. You can spam this pretty hard as enemies lunge at you, and then you dodge out of the way and zoom in, shoot them. zoom in, shoot them. Your shotgun is definitely your best weapon here in order to take out all of the enemies, but you will also have a crossbow to hunt with, and your good old pistol, and your rifle does a massive amount of damage, but it takes a while to really get it to focus, so you're just going to want to shoot quickly, dodge, shoot quickly, and that's all the game is. The storyline here is perfect. Sometimes you will actually get to hunt for a very brief period of time where you then take down a massive moose or something like that. Sometimes the story does revert back to when you were a kid, and then it's just find something and also use good hunter gun safety when your brother's involved. Did I mention how much I hate this guy? He just seems really sleazy to me. And you know what? This is definitely one of the best linear single-player hunting game experiences ever. You know what? Just as far as first-person shooters goes, the action-packedness is just totally up in your face at all times. And this ends up being a heart-stomping game from start to finish because the music is insane and everything just pushes you forward and so much action happens at once that you just can't get out of it once you start. I strongly recommend this game. Clubbella's Pro Hunts is pretty much the polar opposite of Dangerous Hunts. Instead of being a linear experience, this is meant to be an open world hunting simulator. So instead of destroying every single animal you come across, now you have to slowly track the animal that you want to kill and claim as your prize. If you happen to shoot the animal in a bad spot, like the stomach, well then you will lose points. And points are important in this video game because you could use them to unlock different gear like moose calls or deer calls, or maybe even better weapons themselves like the 7mm, which has deep penetrating bullets that you will need to use to take down bigger foe like moose or eventually polar bears and other things like that. So this is something that you really have to think when you're out there. Matter of fact, I had to look up YouTube videos on how to hunt real animals in order to be better at playing this game, in order to get the bullet placement exactly the way I want. You still have to hold your breath to shoot, and what the Wii U tablet brings to this table is nothing really that much. You just have off-screen play. So if your wife is monopolizing the TV, watching Gilmore Girls or other chick flick crap, you could be doing your very own hunting thing and in your own world. Now this might sound boring to you, meticulously inching your way through the forest, listening very closely for animals you want to eventually track down and kill, making sure the wind's not blowing in the wrong direction to give your scent away to the animals, causing them to scurry about and run, or maybe even checking the clock for the time of day to see where the animals might appear. This sounds really boring, and I thought it would be, but eventually it just sucked me into this world. I could not stop playing, and hours just flew by. Now, when I was playing Dangerous Hunts, it had me on the edge of my chair at all times, and when I thought that I was playing for hours, it turned out that I was just playing for a few minutes. This was the exact opposite. When I felt like I was playing for a few minutes, it turns out hours has gone by, and the rush of shooting that bullet and getting that perfect kill was just even more than when I was mowing down everything in sight. So less is more here, and there's even some spots where you get super missions where some of the pros tell you how to hunt this huge beast, like this giant moose called Radar, which can hear you coming a mile away. So you have to sit and wait for your perfect shot, and then you take it and down them really fast. Sometimes you'll just wound your animal and then you have to follow their blood trail, or maybe even follow their footsteps. Sometimes they'll try to lose you by running through water. Now, I'm not saying nothing's gonna fight back here, because if you're a little too close to a bear, well, they're gonna turn on you and killing you. Warthogs will probably take you down the most often because they can get pretty aggressive. Now, this game is not without its glitches. Mostly, you're gonna experience some really bad frame rate issues, especially as things start changing in the environment or animals spot your presence and run away. Sometimes it will just be really weird things, like this warthog just sort of glitching out, and I can't even shoot and kill this thing, and then I decide to walk up and touch it for some reason, and it kills me. Game over, I guess. Now, these are all minor nitpicks here, and the game probably plays better on the Xbox 360 or the PS3, and it's also really hard to find on the Wii U. I couldn't even find it when I was actively looking for it back when the Wii U was at its peak, and now it has just gotten much harder to come by, to the point where this is one of the rarest games on the Wii U. Heck, I wasn't even sure if it really existed because there were months where this game wasn't even on eBay. Now there's a few of them up, and it will cost you over $100, when Dangerous Hunts 2013 is a far more action-packed experience that is readily available for like everything out there, including the original Wii, and you could probably pick it up anywhere between $5 to $25, and that one's sort of a no-brainer in itself. But I have sunk a ton of time into Pro Hunts, and I really enjoy it. Both these games suck me in different ways. Whether or not you want a fast, linear experience that just gets your blood rushing, or if you want something slow and more precise that gives you the adrenaline rush of pulling that trigger, well, Clubbella's got you either way on the Wii U, and I love both these games. And that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching.
Watch the wind.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I really did have a great time making it because you guys know me. I usually talk about like 10 games at a time, and I just got too sucked into these games not to talk about them a little bit more. So if you have a game out there that you love that no one else talks about, well, please let me know about it, and I might do a full review about it, or maybe even a crazy concept that you want me to tackle that no one else will touch. Well, then I am definitely all in on that. So until later, I will see you again, guys.